You could go ahead and tiptoe through your life, digging in the dirt, you can stress on the strife, but I'm gonna fly past the worry and the pain today. I'm flying on faith, flying on faith. I'm flying on faith, faith. You could cry all night about the things that you hate, so dissatisfied in so many ways, but I'm gonna find a way to celebrate today. I'm flying on faith, flying on faith. I'm flying on faith, flying on faith. Picked up my baggage and I threw it out the door.
Good morning. Good morning. And before you say anything, yes, I am tired. And yes, I look tired. And yes, it's been a long week. Whoa. Good morning, y'all. I know you could care less how I look because some days I come on here looking like leftovers. But anyway, this morning, I just want you all to know that we're here to talk about wellness. And remember, please share this with someone because wellness is about more than our physical health. It is about our body, our mind, and our spirit working together to give us the best life possible. It is about all of those things working in conjunction so that we can be our best and highest self. I am 57 years old and I want to be able to do the things that I'm doing now, maybe not as quickly when I'm 87. And the only way I can do that is by taking care of myself right now. Exercise, eating right, drinking enough water, all of those things that work together to make us whole and to give us a great quality of life. I like to always let you know that I am not a physician or a certified nutritionist. This should not be considered medical advice. You should see your physician before starting any diet or exercise program. But like I always say, good, because this is not a diet program. This is not an exercise program. This is a whole life program. This is about taking care of your whole self because here our desire is that you be blessed and be whole. I hope you're having a great morning. Good morning, spring. I knew that if anyone was here, you wouldn't care what I look like. You just say good morning. So good morning, sweetie. Okay, guys, let's go ahead. Let's share. Let people know to tune in because today our topic, drum roll please, is why thrift? A wellness wake-up call. Why thrift? If you know anything about my life here in Savannah, and I talk about it pretty frequently, we have just opened a thrift store that is a part of our ministry here, Radiant Ministry. And at Radiant Ministry, we are passionate about our community. We are passionate about seeing single moms have a place to call their own so that they can feel safe and that their children feel safe and that they become their most productive selves. And so one of the things that we're doing is that we have opened a thrift store. Right now, it's the name is Radiant Again, and we're located at 2204 Skidaway Road in Savannah, Georgia. And right now, we are open on Saturdays because we're kind of testing the waters to see how things go, how people are attending and coming out and buying and donating and all of those things. But I want you to know that we are committed to this. We are committed to this for two reasons. Like I said, we want to see single moms and dads, if we encounter some dads, so single parents, able to take care of themselves and their children. And here in Savannah, one of the hardest things to do is find safe housing. And so we're working in conjunction with other partners around this low income affordable housing arena for those single parents who have found themselves homeless. And we help fill in the gap as the other agencies are looking for and bringing about permanent placement for them, or an apartment or a house that may be, through Habitat for Humanity even. So we're looking at other agencies supplying that permanent placement, but we assist in that in between, helping with things like motel stays, nights at the motel. We also help with things like storage bins so that they can properly pack their things and put them in storage if need be, as they're in this interim period. We help connect them to resources that would, provide food for them, and other agencies that can help coordinate care for them. And so a portion of our proceeds will go towards helping moms in that in-between space. But our second reason for thrifting, and our second reason for being active in that arena, is because thrifting does more than just save money or even raise money for our cause. It also is about healing the earth. It's about honoring your values and making space for justice and joy. We have the fashion industry is the second largest polluter in the world. That's following oil. Wait, what? The second largest polluter in the world is the fashion industry, following the oil industry. Guys, how many oil spills have we had to clean up and are still cleaning up from the many accidents that the oil industry has? And you mean the fashion industry is next? Think about this. When you grab a $20 pair of jeans off of the rack, wow, what's really going on behind the scenes? One pair of jeans, guys, 1,800 gallons of water. That's about 10 years of drinking water for one person, for one pair of jeans. Chemicals and dyes that pollute the rivers in manufacturing towns. It harms wildlife and the people that live there. Remember, we said wellness, you need to be hydrated. That's a part of wellness, making sure that you are well hydrated on a daily basis. And making a pair of jeans just took 1,800 gallons of water. It spilled chemicals and dyes into the rivers in those manufacturing towns, and thousands of miles of transport, getting it from point A, that pair of jeans from point A to point B, which releases carbon emissions. One pair of jeans. That $20 pair of jeans will eventually end up in the landfill within a year, because most of us change our jeans like we change our jeans. Yeah, that didn't make any sense. But anyway, guys, 11 million tons of textiles wasted each year. That's enough to fit in 20 Empire State Buildings every year. Every year. So here's to fresh water. And what does this have to, excuse me. That water didn't want to go down right. Actually, it's a piece of ice. Wellness isn't just about the kale and the cardio. It's about how we treat ourselves and how we treat our communities and how we treat our environment, our planet. It is about more than just what we consume within our bodies. It's also about what we consume for our bodies. Imagine the air. Yes, Spring. The Exxon spill from the 90s. We're still feeling the effects of that. And it's 2025. Come on, y'all. It's 2025. And we are still feeling the effects of the Exxon spill. I think it was Exxon Valdez. It was so many. But anyway, let me say this. When you choose to thrift, you're saying, I don't need to keep up with toxic trends. That is one of the most important ones. I'm going to put that in the comment section. When I choose to thrift, what I am effectively saying is I don't have to keep up with the Joneses. I don't have to, be on trend with the movie stars. I recognize that is not necessary. That's just another one of those things that we've been tricked into thinking that in order to be current and to matter, we have to look like everybody else. So saying that you're going to thrift instead of going and buying that $20 pair of jeans that just polluted the earth, you're saying, I'm going to go and I'm going to thrift. And as I thrift, I'm going to just buy that pair of jeans that is already done what it's going to do. And I'm not buying a new pair that is now doing it over and over again. The second thing is I care about the hands that made this garment. I think the person that made this garment deserves for it to be cared for, utilized, because we know some of the industry utilizes labor that's not being paid fairly for the work that they do. And with throwing clothes away, like, your job your life doesn't really matter. Keep toiling away, making my clothes, polluting the earth. And no one cares about the fact that you worked for 14 to 20 hours when you should have only worked 8 to 12-hour shifts. But by thrifting, we say, you matter, and I'm going to care for this garment. And when I can no longer care for it, I'm going to share this garment with someone else and not throw it in the landfill. When you choose to thrift, you also say, I believe in restoring what others might throw away. I'm one of those kids that grew up in the 80s where my mom was pinching every penny. And if I got a chance to go to the thrift store and grab something that, I'm like, oh my God, this is mine. And I could style it the way I wanted. I've always been a little eccentric. I've always looked a little bit different than everybody else. And I was fine with that, Good morning, Latrina. Yes, sustainability. And I was letting them know, Latrina, that wellness is about more than just our physical, even our mental and spiritual. But how are we caring for our earth? Because one pair of jeans can pollute the earth in such a way that we have now diminished air quality, water quality, and quality of life for the person who is making and producing those garments. So thrifting is about more than just, being cheap. Yes, because I love to shop cheaply. It's also about taking care of the earth so that the air that we breathe, and my friend on here, Spring, who is in pulmonary rehab, can tell you that every breath is precious. Every breath is precious. So let's take care of our earth, guys. That is a part of the mandate that we have as people here. Whew. So did any of those things that I just said about why we thrift, did it sound familiar? That's what Jesus did. He didn't just redeem souls. He redeemed people. He redeemed a world that was discarded. When we thrift, we practice the kind of redemption too. We are saying you are valuable to the person who created this garment. We're saying you are valuable. A pair of jeans that are perfectly fine. They just may not be last season, You are redeemable. And we're saying to our neighbors and our friends, we value you. We are not going to destroy the earth. I choose one garment at a time, one piece of furniture at a time. My whole house is pretty much secondhand. I may have in my house, if let's say there are 100 little pieces of either furniture or something, I may have 10 of those that were bought new. Like, I'm going to buy new mattresses. That's just how that's going to happen. So things like my mattresses are new, and, I have a desk that I bought, and, things like that. But my sofa, the chairs we sit on every day, my dining room table, which is a mid-century piece that is to die for, they're secondhand. And so thrifting helps us rewire our habits. We slow down. I'm going to tell you, I enjoy a good thrift store shop, okay? Because of all the oddities, all the little pieces, and I begin to think, what is the story behind this? Who gave this to whatever thrift store I may be in? Radiant Again now. So Radiant Again, 2204 Skidaway Road, Savannah, Georgia. But I wonder who gave this away and why. Could they not fit it? Were they in one of those in-between places where I've had it in my closet forever because I thought I was going to be able to fit it again? Or did this belong to someone's mother and their mother passed and they're like, I want to make sure that someone else gets the benefit of the use of these clothes. I'm one of those people. So we rewire our habits, we slow down, we become more mindful, we become more thoughtful, and we learn to enjoy the story behind whatever we wear, not just the label. And so, yes, I talked a long time, but I even have more to say. But anyway, I'm going to give you a few tips on thrifting. First, start local. Look for retail stores in your neighborhood, especially ones with a mission. And make sure you vet that mission. We have a really large thrift store that everyone knows about, and sometimes their mission is a little bit questionable. I've even gone in to see who's working here, because that's a part of their mission. And who's in the back working. I've looked. So start local and make sure that it's one that has a mission, and check them out. Check them out. Every time I go out of town, I always find thrift stores. And generally there's like a whole row of thrift stores together. Denver, oh my God, I had so much fun thrifting. There was one street that had at least 15 to 20 thrift vintage stores. Went to New York, there was a street, there had to be 50, 60 on that little block that I was in. And I actually recovered a fur from one of them. The only way I'm going to wear a fur is it's got to be a thrifted one. And so anyway, I'm about to wrap up. Here we go. The second thing you can do is think long term. Think long term. Look for quality over quantity. Buy pieces that last. That is one of the main things I say at Radiant Again. I source because I want you to shop with dignity, which means I want you to get pieces that are going to bless you, that you don't have to buy that same thing over and over again, but it's going to have longevity. We have jeans in the thrift store, Levi's, Gap, Banana Republic, those types of clothing that costed a little more for the person who originally purchased them, but there's quality to those brands. So they are not just making a pair of jeans that is going to rip and tear in a few minutes. And so I bring those types of things into the store so that you can shop with dignity and you have something that is going to last. And the last tip I'm going to give you, and then we're going to close for today, is give back. Give back. Donate your gently used clothing to support circular fashion. Fashion that doesn't end up in the landfill, but it ends up being reused and reloved by someone else. Donate your gently used. Or just go in that closet. Y'all all know we got a few pieces that still have price tags on them. It just happens. we buy it, we get it home, and it doesn't quite look the way we want it. And so we hang it up, and then we figure out we're not wearing it ever. And so give back, donate your gently used items so that they have a new life, a new owner, and that they can bless someone else. So this morning, I am going to close by telling you why thrift. Remember, it's about more than just our physical health. It's our body, our mind, and our spirit. And ultimately, thrifting is a part of helping to keep our earth as whole as possible, because we are not an island. We coexist in community. And so I hope you have a great day today. And if you're in Savannah, we're having one of our soft opening days tomorrow, Saturday, from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at 2204 Skidaway Road. So come on in and find some well-loved clothing that we want to put in your hands so you can continue the love. Have a great day.
You could go ahead and tiptoe through your life, digging in the dirt. You can stress on the strife.